You guys know me by now, my name is Glurmit, and today we're going to be going over 5 characters that are worth investing in, that are considered bad by the community or not just worth the investment. Honestly, these are underrated gems, and you're not going to regret investing in these characters. So the first one is Shorty. Then big reason you should be investing in Shorty. First is Leviathan. You need him at R5. But if you're someone who maybe isn't going Leviathan or maybe is refusing to farm it, I know some people are like that, then still going for Shorty is big. And the reason being, she has the VIP effect here. And what that's going to be doing is the VIP, who's the weakest ally on the team, whenever they're damaged, they're going to be gaining stealth, and this can change counters. So in the past, I've shown that you can actually use Kylo, Armor, and Shorty, and just free man a lot of teams. You can also use Shorty in a C team to help make sure Armor survives to get the free stacks, or you can even use Shorty on defense with Ray Ben. Obviously, some of these are later game than early, but it's still worth investing in her and at least satering. I think she's a good character that some of you should consider investing in. The second character on the list, guys, is going to be none other than Rose Tico. Now, Rose Tico is an absolute meme in the community. I mean, for a long time they were considered Rancor food. Honestly, guys, Rose Tico is fantastic. They have a ship. The ship is also currently needed for the Radis vs Leviathan counter, and her unique is amazing with Zori. Now, I see a lot of people asking the question of what team do you use for Zori, and no one seems to talk about Rose, or at least the majority of you don't seem to talk about Rose. Now, Rose is basically needed for Zori to function at her best. Whenever a resistance ally gains tenacity up, Zori gives tenacity up to the whole team. Note, guys, who's given tenacity up? It is Rose. So firstly, you need Rose for that. Secondly, the unique is really nice. Rose Tico gains 10% offense for each exposed enemy, and when another resistance ally scores a critical hit, Rose Tico gains 10% turn meter. Now, if you have the Omicron, it's going to give the offense to everyone, and on top of that, you're going to gain more TM. It's just a fantastic Omicron. I really love Rose. I think Rose is a fantastic Relic 7 for my roster. I'm not saying you have to do that, but I'm saying if you're someone who's jumping on the Zori hype train, don't forget about Rose, because she is needed for that team to function at its best. So the next character on the list is one that I don't have invested in, or I haven't invested in, but it's one I really wish I did, and that's Trench. Now, some of you are going to be screaming at me going, Glurmit, you realize Trench is trash. Trench, he's not terrible. If you set him with his best defensive team, granted, I know it's expensive, his counters do go down. Right, most of the time you're going to be looking at General Skywalker or 2 shots, and General Skywalker is so torn between who he fights right now, between Malgus, Seer, Trench, and all these guys. Wampa typically won't really work when you have the Trench lineup with Tambor, Django, Dooku, and so forth. He's just a fantastic character, and the best thing is, if you invest in him now, you're likely investing for a capital ship later down the line. It's very unlikely he doesn't get one, it's just a matter of when, not if. The other thing here, guys, is he's a fantastic cleanup to Rey. He can beat Jabba, even without the Datacron. There are some instances of success, and maybe down the line we'll find out how to make that more repeatable. Obviously, currently it's with the Datacron that is leaving in a week or 2, but I still think he's worth the investment. I honestly think if you're someone who has JMK or Lord Vader or both, or maybe you're farming one of them, you're going to have the team, you might as well farm him up. I mean, he's going to do better than what you have currently. I do think he's an underrated gem, and he is someone I'm looking to invest in myself. The next character on the list, guys, is going to be Sabine. I think Sabine is in a really good spot at the moment, and if you have her relic or at least high relic, you're going to open up a lot of counters with Captain Rex, in the team, because he's going to let the team go and function, and then Sabine can start spamming armor shreds. You're going to see them beat a lot of teams, so I think she's worth investing in. I think she's definitely an underrated gem that a lot of people haven't put the time and effort into, and honestly, even if you're using low gear Phoenix, the need for Sabine goes up, because if she's in the team, you can armor shred, and even those low gear Phoenix can be doing more and more work. And guys, the final character on the list, I tried to get this video nice and short for you guys today, is going to be Baze. Baze is such an underrated gem. Firstly, he's a pre-taunt, which is fantastic. There's not many pre-taunts in the game, so having a relic is nice. And the second thing is he works ridiculously well with Radis, because he does big amount of damage on his unload, and he also does a decent amount of damage on his special. And the reason he works so well in this team is because it is a buff dispel. Guys, it's one of the one things the Radis team is lacking. You just can't get around, buffs. And if you have Baze in there, you have a guaranteed buff dispel that is going to work really nice. So for example, say you're going against Reaver and TW, the longer you get stuck behind that annoying taunt, you have that buff dispel. Obviously, I know she can regain it and same with other characters, but it's just so handy. Baze is really underrated. I would recommend you guys who invest in the Radis team, don't forget about Baze. He's one of those underrated gems. Now, I'm not saying you have to do these characters, guys, but I'm just saying these characters are all good characters, and maybe they're worth stopping off for you. Honestly, I would say the 3 at the top are probably the best ones you can do, but definitely shout outs to Sabine and Baze. Now guys, I know there's loads of characters out there that are worth investing. These are just 5 that I picked for you guys today. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. My name is Glurmit, and as always guys, I hope you have a glowing day.